Dun-dun, we are live. Oh, I need to turn my phone down. Oops, not up, down. Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing today?
Getting all of our stuff situated because we can't get it situated till we go live.
Gotta go live first.
Dun, dun, dun. There we go. It's Monday, 7 o'clock, a couple minutes late. Hope everybody had a great Monday. We have had many discussions about what we were going to talk about tonight, going back and forth from just a couple things. And then last night he had a thought. This morning I had a thought. And guess what? They were the same thoughts.
And they kind of lined up perfectly.
Yes. And we didn't even talk about it until we sat down and started taking notes before we started. So that's kind of crazy.
Just how it's supposed to go.
Yes. All right. We got us some people. If you're on, give us a thumbs up, a hey, how you doing? Talk to us. Let us know that you're on and watching. If you have any comments or anything you want to say, please say them. We want to hear all your thoughts, questions, whatever it may be. If you have something that you want to ask us or tell us and you're not comfortable with putting it on here, then just send us a private message and we'll be happy to answer it. So say hey, tell us hello. Charles is almost done.
I'm just getting the live set up so that I can actually see the feed as well. I'm going to turn my volume off, so give me a moment here. Gotta go live first.
Oh, when you have it that way, you might not be able to see.
Let's see the comments.
Hey, Karen. Now you got to go that way.
Perfect. I can change that.
Little technical difficulties. We'll start here in just a second.
Always improving.
Miss you, Karen. I haven't talked to you in a while. We need to have a conversation.
There we go. Now we are set and live and ready to go. I see we got people popping on there.
Hey, Holly. Hey, Tana. Hey, everyone. So happy that you have joined us because we got some good stuff. Good stuff today.
Very good stuff.
Very good stuff today. Things that we've probably all either seen or gone through ourselves at different levels, some at bigger levels than others. And we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about?
All the things that we experience in our lives, but we're going to talk about today two specific topics. The first one is we're going to cover codependency. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Which I talked a little bit about last time, right?
Yeah, we're going to go over that from last time as well, you know. And again, I apologize for not being there last time.
I never even put him. I never even threw him under the bus.
Yeah, she did throw me under the bus, and she should have, because I do a lot of things on a different schedule at times. And so last couple weeks was a really busy couple weeks. So while we're sitting here, we're planning and prepping for everything else. I'll talk about that a little bit. But we're going to talk about codependency, which is a conversation we had from last week. We're also going to talk about controlling behavior and some of the signs about that.
And the two
combined and how they come together. But I wanted to explain why and apologize again, because last couple weeks have been busy. I was asleep that actual time, and I missed our timeline. So, which is, I find my sleep pattern is a cause for a lot of great things and some bad ones as well. But that week was a rough week because it was my last week at Oklahoma State University as an employee working there with the university. So now I'm transitioning to a new job. I got some free time today, and we'll be able to do this without any more delays or any more complications, unless, of course, there's something with the new job
No.
that keeps me working late or
Yes.
keeps her working late,
Which could happen,
which
and
could
that's
happen. It
okay.
happens from time to time. So we are here and we are happy to be able to
And it's a
present
great new job, by the way.
this Love Is workshop to you guys today. I think these two topics are really important topics. And Cami and I, like she said, we've talked about this, and a lot of our friends have experienced things like this, and we've experienced these things. So we know from personal experiences that we've gone through it and how we've dealt with it. And there's not the perfect right way or the wrong way to do things. But
No.
these are some things we've learned and things we've read about and researched and I've studied that help us deal with this feeling of codependency that we may have in ourselves or someone else may have.
And it is how we got there, and that's the part that is kind of enlightening, is realizing that we were codependent on a person because of their behaviors, not because of our behaviors. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how some people get there. And it's not a good place to be.
And you may see that this seems like it's in reverse. How we talk about the codependency, then we talk about the controlling behavior, but then controlling behavior also leads people to have someone else codependent. So they go either way. So no, it doesn't matter how we address the two topics, they kind of go together. They match really well. And as you think about that in the long term, everything that we've talked about in Love Is has been kind of a progress from one step to the next step. You'll see how this all ties in as we come to the end of this. And
He had an epiphany as he was writing it.
And I was writing it all
And it was
down,
awesome.
taking my notes, looking at it on paper, which I recommend people do. Is, keep track of things, stay on schedule. When you do that, you actually kind of see some things in between the lines that you didn't see before. And the thing that I have always talked about, and Kemi has talked about, is this whole workshop is about making your relationships better. These two things, learning about these two things, will help you make your relationships better. And you can see if someone is harboring these characteristics, then you can see where it is probably taking you away from where you want to be in your personal relationship. And it may be your personal relationship with your significant other, your mother, brother, family, friends, whoever else could be. It could be a coworker that you may have this. They may be trying to manipulate and control you, your boss or supervisor, whatever else. And you can see why now it may be working for them and may not be working for them. And you can definitely see why it may not be working for you. Definitely. So, is there anyone that has any questions from the last few sessions that we have that people wanted to say anything about or ask us any questions about before we begin?
Hey, Francis. We cover a lot of stuff. And so, again, like I said, if there's ever any question or ever anything that's going on that you want more information on and you're not comfortable with posting it on here, send us a message. That's how we've actually gotten a lot of clients to do some relationship coaching with, and they didn't want to post it on here, which is fine. So send either one of us a message, and we would love to help you guys a lot.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, and so we talk about a lot of different things. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. We got some great people on here. I see 16 faces and 16 eyes on there.
We got 10 over here.
And we're good. Behind a little bit, but that's okay. We're great with where we are. But let's talk about first codependency. And when I looked it up, and if you want to look it up anywhere else, you'll see codependency is actually more defined as excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner. And that typically comes when one person is requiring the support from the other person. And it could be because they need support for their illness, mental illness, their sadness, their depression, their abuse that they've gone through. Sometimes it could be an addiction. You fall into a situation where this person who's codependent needs something from someone else. And so I've always been in the mindset of, I don't want to necessarily need something. I don't necessarily want to be in a position where I need Kemi to do something for me, or I need her, because that puts a lot of pressure on her to do things. I just want her to be able to give. I want her to be able to do what she desires, she wants to do. And I want to give to her just the same way. So I don't want her to feel the necessary thought process that I need her to do this for me and I need her to do this and that. That puts a lot of stress and pressure on your relationship. Yeah. And so that's where that codependency becomes a bad thing for people.
And there's a difference between a need and a want.
And that's the thing. You need to know if it's a need or a want. If it's like, I need you to go to the store for me. I want to go to the store. I need you to do this. I don't know if I want to do that.
Right.
I want you to be happy, but I want to go get something from the store. Do you want to go with me? it seems a little bit different, just the wording of it. Or would you like to go get this from me from the store while I do something else? Okay, yeah, I'll go do that. Just the way you present things changes the other person's perspectives. If you need them always to do something, I need to go to the store. I need to go pick up these groceries. I need to go to the laundry. I need to go do this and that and other. I need to take out the trash. I need you to do all this and other. I need you to finish that to-do list. I would like for you to get to that at some point in time. And when you're ready, I will help you.
Well, I think there's a difference between needs and wants too when it comes to like we're talking about codependency. You become, as a person, you become dependent on that person needing you, and then you feel like you can't do anything without them or without their approval, or you actually become a little bit isolated. You make yourself become isolated because you have been dependent on this person. And a lot of times it's not you that got you there. Not a lot of times, most of the time it is this person that got you there, and why they got you there had to do with control. And that's what we're going to talk mostly about.
In a situation like that, you may have been a giving person or a nice person to do something all the time. I know, and I'll give an example. I know that I didn't realize that I was in a controlling situation, and I became dependent upon someone for certain things. And I felt like it was a good thing all the time. I mean, I realized that, like I said, there was a situation where I was in this relationship, and after 7 years, I realized I've never looked in the refrigerator. I did not know what was inside the refrigerator, what groceries were in there, what was in the kitchen, and whatever else. And so even when I went to go get a drink of water, that person would go to the refrigerator, race me to it to get the glass, get the water, to pour my drink or whatever else it was. And it's like, I didn't realize that I wasn't able to do that. I didn't realize that every time I left that room, 5 minutes later, they were following me to see if I needed anything. And so I never got up off the couch. I never got out of the wherever I came home from work. This person was constantly doing things, feeding me, bringing me drinks, doing all this and another, which is great. It's nice that that's what she wanted to do, but it made it hard for me to be mobile and do anything when I got home. I became codependent upon that person taking care of my needs and wants and stuff like that. So that's one way someone takes control of your time and manipulates you into a way. There's 7 different things. Actually, I wrote down 12 different things that someone can do in their controlling behavior that give you a sign that they're a very controlling person. And I'm going to read through this list real quick, and we're going to go back and talk about some of this after the fact. And you'll be able to see that. Hey, Rhonda, good evening. Hi, Christy. Good to see you guys. I'm looking over here at the phone to see all the comments. I'm bothered a little bit with my new glasses, guys. So
got them today. So
I just got them today. My eyes haven't adjusted yet, so I'm leaning forward and looking to try to find the sweet spot in these glasses. So give me a moment. Bear with my reading as I try to read my own handwriting that I wrote. But some of the signs, and these are the 12 signs that I had listed today, and you can find this online. This came directly from WebMD, so I want to give them credit. But controlling behavior signs, number 1, they insist on having things their way. Number 2, they refuse to accept blame. Number 3, they need to be the center of attention. Number 4, they are unpredictable. And I'll go into that a little bit more. They keep you uneasy, unsettled, and guessing at what they're going to do. You never know what they're going to do next.
Like walking on eggshells.
You're always walking on eggshells. And this allows them to move you from your focus on yourself to you focusing on them. 5, they lie. They will deny whatever you think is going on. They will deny your truth, your reality, and insist that their reality is the right way, the correct way to see things.
And you may be crazy.
And this happens often when you say something or do something that contradicts their thoughts and their feelings. Number 6, they want to be in charge of the finances. They want to control the money, the banks, and all that stuff. They want to pay the bills. They want to know all that stuff. You don't even know what's in the bank account.
Financial abuse.
There it is. And number 7, they dictate where you can go or who you can go do things with, when you can go and when you can do things. They criticize you all the time. They don't want you to see the people that you love and that love you. They don't want you to spend time with your friends and your family. They isolate you from all the others. Number 10, they keep score. And that's easy. When you're wrong, and they keep reminding you. Remember the last time you were wrong. Remember this time you were wrong. Remember when I told you this when I was right.
But you might not be wrong. They're just telling you that you're wrong. What does that say? Yes. Co-worker to a T. Yes, and so this could be, like Charles said earlier, anybody in your life.
There's a lot of co-workers, and I'll say this too. There's a lot of people who are your friends and your peers, and they're nice people. But when they get that little bit of power, they become a little bit more controlling, and they lose some of those great features and habits. And now they're managing your time. They're macro-managing. You're doing all these different things. And it's so hard. And even in the relationships, you start off a relationship, they're sweet, they're nice, but now they're telling you you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong.
Love bombing.
Love bombing. They're doing all those different things. So other than just keeping score, now, number 11, they gaslight you. And I'm going to get Cammie go ahead and describe that a little bit more.
Let's talk about gaslighting, because it's happened, and I wrote down some things that I didn't want to.
Well, let me go ahead and read number 12. Then you can go ahead and get that, because this is the last one. They are unreasonably jealous. They're jealous. And they're unreasonably jealous. Now talk about gaslighting.
Unreasonably jealous. So gaslighting, a lot of people know what that term is, and a lot of people don't know what that term is. But once it's explained, you will know whether it's happened to you or not. But someone that gaslights you is a master manipulator. So they're doing things with their words. It's a tactic to gain power. Basically, it's a tactic to make you feel like you're crazy. I'm gonna go through. It's a psychological abuse, but it's manipulating you by asking you questions or telling you that didn't happen, even though you know that it happened. You will question your own sanity of, am I crazy? Did I really say this or did I not say this? Because you know what you said, but they're coming back to you saying, no, you didn't say that. Or they're telling you that you're lying. That's not true. Or they're projecting on you, telling you that you are a liar, you're a cheater, you're these things that you're not, because they're projecting things that they're probably doing themselves. So the end all is to make you feel crazy, that you're losing your mind and your sanity is not right. One of the other things that happens when you're gaslighted is they will, if you're doing something that they don't like or makes them uncomfortable, they will tell you that your friends or your family or your neighbors or your whatever think you're crazy. Why they're questioning why you're doing this. And I have a personal experience of this is when a few years ago when I did my 1-minute videos in the car, I was gaslighted. I was told that everyone thought I was crazy. Why am I doing these? The neighbors thought I was crazy. People are talking about me, blah, blah, blah. And none of that was true, but that's what was projected so that I would stop and I would think that I was the one that was crazy in this.
Also, that's another sign that they were controlling you, who you could be and
what I could do
and who you could be friends with.
What I could do. Another thing is I wrote down some things that I didn't want to put. They'll throw in positive reinforcement. So you think that they're being positive, but they're throwing in positive reinforcement on something that's negative. Does that make sense? They deny things that happened. Again, I've said that. Tell us lies and are you being too sensitive? So basically, all of this comes back to it's your fault. You're the one that's crazy, and whatever's happening is off on you, not them, so they can control your mind.
So now let's talk about how these two come together. You know, there's this person who maybe have gone through some trauma, some drama in their past relationships. They are at a point in time where they feel vulnerable or weak, and they meet this other person who is more controlling and manipulative. And at times, there's this individual who is wanting somebody and wanting to be with somebody, and they're looking hard and they're tired and they're wanting to have that perfect person. This other person over here presents all the perfect characteristics, but then they start using these other things. And this is some things that I'm going to say that come off of this trauma bonds. These people who,
and I got this from a friend of mine today on her page from Ashton. Ashton posted this on her page today. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly in line with what my thoughts were today. I think this is what we're supposed to talk about. And literally I come home and that's what he has on his mind too. So that was the crazy part.
And that's perfect. And I love the way she put it on there because Ashton did a great job with this. And this talks about the trauma bonds of it being someone who is rescuing, enabling, and saving each other. So that's a person that's going to come in and going to help you rescue you from whatever this trauma was that you were in. They're going to enable you to do some things to be better, but they're trying to save you from something else. Then there's also that chronic fear of abandonment.
And I think they go like this. And so
I'm going to go down this list of trauma people, the things that they use, and then I'll come back and say the other ones too.
I know, but I think when I explained it to you earlier, it was confusing to me when I did that. So I'm just saying.
Sorry.
It needs to be this way.
So, okay, we'll go the way Kemi wants to go then. So then a person who's doing that, rescuing, enabling, that's what they do for the trauma, to bond you. The authentic way to connect is to learn with someone and witness what they're going through and evolve together. And so that's
why Kemi said, you're not saving each other.
You're not saving each other. You are actually helping each other, learning together, growing together. Right. Which is what we've done.
And I call it growing pains. We're evolving. We're not the same people. And just like, and I think I don't know if I've talked about this before, I might make a statement today. Well, it's not going to be a statement that's true in maybe a few months or a year from now, because I've evolved. I've changed my thinking or my ways or whatever. So we're constantly evolving people. But the person that wants to hold us and traumatize us doesn't want us to evolve. They want you to think that they're saving you.
And so in some relationships that are toxic, you are not saving each other. You are growing apart. The rescuer came in and did his thing, and now he's trying to make you go this way. And eventually when your eyes open up and realize that, you kind of find yourself growing apart. I'm going the wrong direction from the camera. You find yourself growing apart. And that's where most relationships go downhill, because you want different things and you need different things. So you want to be in a relationship where you're learning and witnessing and evolving together. But the other trauma bonds are, they have chronic fear of abandonment. So if you might be that individual who is afraid of being abandoned and being left, this person,
someone's going to leave you,
who's demanding, who's controlling, is going to come in there and give you that happiness. You're going to be with me. You're going to be with me forever. And I'm going to be the only person that's going to be here to take care of you. And they're going to love bomb you. They're going to do all this gaslighting. They're going to make you feel like you can only trust them.
They're going to isolate you.
They're going to isolate you and make you feel like, I'm here. I'm the only one here that loves you and cares for you.
They're going to feed that fear. They're going to feed
that fear, to use that fear to keep you there with them. And they're going to isolate you from everything else. Whereas it should be on the authentic side of that connection. You should, and we should put this back in the comments. We'll see you see this later. But you should be partners working to create safety for each other. It's that bond that you want to create, is that two people coming together to make it a safe place, a safe space.
You can
to
be
make a safe environment. Be yourself, grow, learn, mature, and grow together. We're going to work together through this. Not, I'm going to scare you into doing this, and you got to be away from this person. That's one of the things I said to Kemi.
It's not manipulation. We're not manipulating each other.
I said, you always need to have some time to yourself, sometimes for your friends, sometimes for your relationship. You're going to have all these other people and personal goals that you need, and time for your family. And go have that me time for yourself, and go have that
individual
time for your family. Build on who you are, so you have a stable foundation, so that you can better the person over here as well as better yourself.
Because if you can't love yourself and have a good, you said foundation, I'll use that same word, foundation in yourself, it's hard to give and love and all those things for somebody else if it's not within you for your own self.
Now, the next part of this is that, and I have this happen a lot of times, and people that I've worked with and talked to, they have this feeling of they want to be chosen, but they have a fear, if they've been through some abuse, that they have betrayed themselves and they can't trust their opinion of who they need to be with. So the next thing that trauma bonds is I betrayed myself, and that person needs to be chosen. So this person who's controlling is going to come in there and say, oh, you made bad decisions in the past and you need to be with me. Stay away from these people because you don't know how to choose a good friend. You don't know how to choose this and that and the other. They're going to do all this negative stuff and put it on you. And that person that has gone through that trauma before is going to say, yes, choose me. I'm happy that you've chosen me. I'll be the one that you want me to be. I'll be what you need to do.
I'll do what you need.
Not the way to go.
No.
Be yourself. Learn who you are.
You change yourself by doing that.
Develop yourself. The book says what? What's the name of the book, baby?
What book? Watch Me Choose Me. What book? My book.
Watch Me Choose Me.
Watch Me Choose Me.
Choose yourself. Grow.
You're losing. So in all these things that he's depicting, telling, you're losing yourself in every single one of these because of your fear All of these come down to fear.
Crazy eight, crazy eight, crazy eight, fear.
Because of your fear of losing either somebody or something, and the person that you're with, or the family member, the coworker, or whatever it is manipulating your mind, and it's not healthy. So
now, the best thing if you want to have that authentic connection with someone is to honor
your own
needs, honor your own limits, and
boundaries,
and honor each other's needs, limits.
We're individuals.
And recognize the mistakes that you made in the past and learn from them.
Yes.
Use those as tools to help you choose better and be better. And I talked about that a lot. I talked about how I learned from my past experiences what kind of person I wanted to be with and what kind of person I didn't want to be with. And myself individually, picked the characteristics that I wanted to find in a person, and I kept searching until I got all those things. Now, that's hard to do. I've actually worked with some people and I've helped them because I did it on a spreadsheet because I was technical and I needed to be very specific. And I rated each person that I knew at that time and the friends who I was involved with and dated on a scale of 1 to 10 on each characteristic that I wanted, and chose to be around the ones that I wanted to be around. That's how I eliminate the negative people from my space. I don't want that negative energy.
Toxic.
I don't want that toxic energy. I don't want that trauma to bond inside of me that I pass it on to someone else.
So it is hard to it's hard to get over. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. When you have experienced these things, I experienced these things for 30 years. It's not an overnight fix. It's first of all realizing what has happened and then doing all the things that he's talking about in the being authentic. But the biggest thing I think for me and everyone is this last line that he just said, is that we honor our own needs. A lot of times, just like in the title of the book, Watch Me, Choose Me, if we're not honoring ourselves and choosing some of the things that we need as individuals, then we're not honoring the person that either we're with or the relative, the coworker, or whatever. We're not honoring them in the way they need to be honored as well, because we're not choosing ourselves first and what our needs are.
And again, here's a spin on this, and I want to change this up a little bit. You got to know your feelings.
Yes.
You got to know your wants. You got to know your needs. And I'm talking survival needs, not like I need Cammie to come do this for me. I don't need her to do that for me. I like to have her to do that for me. I have a great feeling when she does give it to me freely.
Because and part of that's your love language, though.
That's the love language. My love language is acts of service. I do things to show how I feel. I do things to show my love. I make cards by my hand, write out things on there.
Scissors and glue,
and I give it to her for the special occasions. That's an act of love that I've learned actually transfers a lot more information and a lot more love. And I try to continue to be verbal as well. But make sure you know your wants, your needs, and your feelings, because all your feelings are telling you what you need or what you want or what you desire. And if there's something that's negative in there, negative feeling, again, it feeds right in this. Find out that it's a limitation of your own or someone else that's causing you to feel that way, and then find a way to fix it. And if you struggle with that, send us a message. Get on here and comment. We'll help you.
Yes.
Now, the next phase on the trauma bonds is to keep score. That negative person who's causing that is going to keep score. They're going to use intimate knowledge of you against yourself. And they're going to say all these things that you've had a conversation with them in the past. You talked to them in the past and you told them about this happened. They're going to use that against you later to make you feel bad, make you feel less than, so that to
make you feel less than,
stay connected to them, and that you follow their wishes and do what they want to manipulate you down that path.
Well, and the keeping score part, do you remember when you did this? And that might be 3, 4, 5 years ago, not yesterday. Do you remember you did this and that? Well, first of all, you shouldn't keep score anyway, but it's a mental abuse.
And then secondly, remember, I told you the last time you did this and you were wrong and you saw that I was right. You should listen to me because I'm always right. That's not the case. That's not what you believe. You shouldn't keep score like that. And you shouldn't be pointing those things out.
And it's not necessarily the case with that person going to be right again. They're using their words to project on you again to make you feel like you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. And in the authentic connection, something that you really want is someone who is curious, has a lot of curiosity. They have acceptance, and the ability to hold the space together with you, and each other. You holding that space together
to let you be you, to let you make decisions, to let you speak freely, To not tell you that you're right or wrong.
To not cut you off in the middle of your sentence while you're trying to explain what you did that day. They ask you a question and they don't let you finish the question. I always had that problem. I still have that problem. When I go to meet somebody, they ask me a question like, "Hey, how are you today?" And they don't even wait to see how I feel or how I finish the question.
Because they don't mean the
And
question.
then they don't really care.
Right.
And then they go on asking more questions, or they go on talking about with themselves how their day was, and they never ask you question number 2. Because they don't care. They don't have that curiosity about who you are and what's important to you. All they care about is you, or themselves. They only care about themselves and getting you to do what they want you to do. They care about getting you to do for them.
What they want you to do for them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you for getting that out for me, baby. I'm running it off so fast here.
He's fired up today.
I am. There was some stuff that I had to do today. It was good. But like I said, my last week at OSU had been very busy, and I have not had a chance to talk like this in a while. So I'm talking really fast today. But I have learned that it's nice to have that childlike curiosity. When I met Kimmy, I had a childlike curiosity, and I was so curious to know what made her tick and what she liked and all these different things. So I probably asked her 101 questions, and that's a good thing to do at times, is just to have that game, play that game 21 questions with your partner, to just ask them questions about themselves and find out and learn more about them, because you want to use that to help yourself and help benefit them, not to use it against them. So if you want to grow in an authentic direction together, have a childlike curiosity about what makes your partner tick, what makes your boss tick, what makes your coworker tick, what they like, and whatever else. And that's what made us very good in the customer service careers that we've had. Yes. That makes us helpful with the people that we work with, because we have a childlike curiosity. We just keep asking questions and helping people and doing things that way.
What can we do for you today? What can I do to make your day better? That's one of my biggest questions, because it isn't about me. I want to know how I can make someone's day better, especially in the field that I work in hospice. I want to know how I can make their day better. And that is a genuine place in my heart. So
so that's where you need to have that childlike curiosity, but also the acceptance of whatever that person likes and dislikes. And I say here, it's important sometimes to be able to disagree or agree to disagree, and to not have hard feelings, keep score, and say you're wrong, I'm right, or any of that stuff.
It doesn't matter.
You just got to be able to hold that space with that person, whether they believe one thing or the other. Oh, we got some things going on here. Hey, Sharon.
Thank you, Laura.
Hi. Yes, she is very good at making people feel good. Now, the next thing on the trauma bonds, emotional.
It didn't print the whole thing.
Emotional addiction. Emotional addiction to each other, or the fear of separation. So again, that fear that controls you, that manipulates you when you have been in a bad relationship, you've been through some abuse, and you're worried about being alone and being on your own and being isolated. And this person is telling you, "Oh, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to help you. But you just got to do for me and do this for that and be able to do this and talk. Don't talk to them. And I need you to be here with me all the time. I need you to be home and cook my dinner. I need you to do." Yeah.
Or if they don't tell you specifically, they make you not want to go and do things with other people or be there for someone else, because they make you feel so bad because of the words that they're using. They make you feel like you're doing something wrong by going to your family or going to see a friend or going to do anything. And so they have made you.
Why do you want to be with me? You don't want to be
emotionally.
You run away from me all the time.
Yes, they've made you emotionally crazy. Again, all this comes back to mind manipulation and control.
Also, this person may withhold their affections from you.
Yes.
Withholding your affections, their affection, is another way that they control you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to walk around the house. We're going to go all day without talking to you because you made me mad last week.
So they're punishing you.
They're punishing you.
Because that's
really also healthy. A bad thing in a relationship, that you're in this negative space all the time now, because you know that you still have this person still has this anger holding over you. They're frustrated with you, and they're withholding emotions when you have gone through a situation that you feel like you needed. So the best thing to do to authenticate and get in a nice relationship is to be predictable. Make it something that they anticipate, that they know. You create that environment of security, that environment of peacefulness, that
You're walking on foam now instead of eggshells.
That at times you want to have that relationship feel boring because it's so predictable at times that you know that person is going to be at home waiting for you. You know that person is going to be taking care of this. You know that you don't want it to be that way. You can actually make it more uplifting and peaceful.
Yeah,
so
I don't
come
like
home to that.
I don't like that last part of that sentence.
You don't want to make it boring, but you want to make it
yeah.
comfortable. You
Yeah,
want to
I
make
don't
it
want it to be boring.
a peaceful place, a relaxing place. But
Relaxing.
the security is there. You got to put the security into the
Yeah.
relationship that you know that person's there, that you can trust that they're going to be there for you. And all that ties into our love is
which
whole
is crazy.
seminar. So I'm going to turn and read that a little bit to you because the next phase of this, how long are we into this yet?
We're in here at 37 minutes, so we're all
perfect timing. All right. So actually,
yeah, I was like, I think did you write it there?
I wrote it. I didn't write it all down. So when we talk about controlling behaviors, I can see the sign. I was going to read it from there, but I can't read it from the screen. So people who are controlling behaviors, those crazy things that those signs that those 12 people do. When I was writing this down for you today, the revelation came to me that, this is all the reason why we're doing this. But the number one thing was when you talk about someone's sign, if they are the person who insists on having things go their way, that means on the love is sign back there that they are self-seeking. And love isn't self-seeking.
No.
The second thing, if they refuse to accept blame and they're always pointing it to you and they're always saying that they're right and you're wrong, that means that they're probably proud and boastful. And love isn't proud and it doesn't boast. Nope. It doesn't brag. Then the next thing, number 3, they need to be the center of attention. Number 4, they are unpredictable and they keep you uneasy. They're probably easily angered, and love isn't easily angered. Love isn't self-seeking. Love doesn't rejoice in or delight in evil. So if they're always doing that, being uneasiness and being mean and being evil to you, keeping you living on eggshells and uneasy all the time, they're not showing their true sign that they love you. They need you, and they're going to do other things.
They need you because they need to manipulate you, not because
they need
love
to have
you.
that feeling that they have control of someone that they can manipulate.
Right.
They need that feeling of power over.
So none of this control part piece, as you're seeing and continue to see, has to do with love.
And one of my ex-coworkers said that to me. And when he said that to me, it just stuck in my mind and in my heart. That this individual that he knew always had to go around showing that they had power over someone else. Power over someone is what this person needed to display. I got control of this, I got control of that. And some bosses will do that. They'll micromanage you to show they have power over you. They'll tell you what you need to do, whenever else. And I've learned that some people don't know how to communicate the right way. They don't know when to not show that power over. They need to have a better mindset, in my mind, of bonding with you and working with you to achieve a common goal, because it makes everybody feel better. Yes. So number 5 on here, they lie. Again, love rejoices in the truth. It doesn't lie. It is not evil and it's not self-seeking. Yes, again, I said that doesn't. And then number 6, they want to be in charge of the finances. Number 7, they dictate where you can go. Again, love is not self-seeking. It's not in control. It's not boastful. It's not bragging. It's not easily angered. And they criticize you all the time. Again, love doesn't dishonor others. It always trusts. See down here, they don't want you to see the people that you love, the people that you want. They want to isolate you.
Sorry, I keep smashing.
So that's not protecting you. Sorry, I just need to get back here so I can read the other side. So love protects, and love always protects. But if they're protecting you from people who love you, then is that really love?
They're isolating you.
They're isolating you. They don't love you if they don't want you to be around the people you love.
They're
taking love away from you.
None of this is love.
They keep score. Okay, let's see. Love does not keep record of wrongs. It's out there. They gaslight you. All right. They're jealous. They are unreasonably jealous. Love is not envious. It does not boast. It does not brag. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. It does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects. It always trusts. It always hopes. It always preserves. Love, true love, never fails. So this is why we have decided from the very beginning to do this Love Is seminar and this Love Is broadcast, because this whole concept of what we're talking about here with Love Is can explain a lot of things to people when you are looking at how a person treats you. If they're treating you in a way that's contrary to that, they may be controlling or whatever else, they may make you more codependent. You got to realize they're not really showing you the true signs of love.
They're just manipulating.
They're manipulating. They're controlling. They're fulfilling their wants and needs.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. They are feeding their wants and needs by manipulating and controlling others, whether it be a significant other, a relative, a co-worker, or whatever it is. They're feeding their needs, which has nothing to do with love, has nothing to do with caring about somebody or doing something for someone. It's about mind manipulation. It's about control.
Hello, Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. Hey, Sandy. Hey, everyone.
Hi, guys.
So hope you guys are enjoying the talk, but it is one of those that is not necessarily hard to talk about, but hard to face, to realize, oh my gosh, I have either gone through this or I'm going through this. I've had this before. I understand. This is how I got out. You can watch from the beginning here in a minute. Hey. But it's truly about control, and the person that's being controlled isn't realizing all these things are happening to them because it's a slow process. And then once they see it, it's hard for them to leave because they have become codependent on that person who is mind manipulating them, who is controlling them.
And again, sometimes it's nice to have somebody that you can rely on. Okay. It's great to have that feeling that you know that somebody's there for you and that person that is there for you whenever you need them or want them to assist you with something. But you don't necessarily have to have that to be at the other side of the spectrum where it's
right.
overboring.
Yeah. There's a difference between I would like him to do something for me today, or I need him to do this for me today, than me being dependent on him because he has controlled me in a way that's unhealthy. There's a huge difference in, hey, I'm going to go to the store today, or hey, I saw that we need this, or are you going to the store? Could you grab this, or what? Just different things. But there's a huge difference. So if someone asks you to do something for them, it doesn't mean they're controlling you. But if you see it as actions of trying to manipulate anything about you and make you feel like you are crazy, you are losing your mind, they are isolating you, all these are signs of control and not love.
And so now that we've talked about that, we probably should go into some things that'll help you with that. But before we do that, that may be the topic for next week. We don't have time
because we don't have a lot of time.
But there's some things that you can find to do that. What you first need to do, again, assess your feelings on that topic. Assess how you feel when they're controlling you. Assess how you feel when you feel dependent upon them. Then identify why you feel that way. Is it something that you really want? Is it a good feeling? Is it something that you don't want? Is it a bad feeling? And where is that feeling at in your mind, your body? Where is it coming from? Then assess your past. See if there's some residue, resentment, when those crazy 8 feelings that are coming from something from your past that reminds you of something. When you have that feeling, is it something that reminds you of something you've done or you've lived through or you experienced in the past? Because if you're carrying some residue from the past and harboring those feelings from the past, and this act now is affecting you, then we need to resolve that. You need to identify that and resolve it. So that's what you got to do in those situations, and then find a plan, set up a plan to change it. And an open conversation might be the first way to start with that.
And it might not. Depending on the person that is.
If the person is getting to be abusive, verbally abusive, it's a lot of arguing and a lot of fussing and a lot of fighting, then you might seek help.
Yeah, you need to
seek help.
Either with
professional, family,
friends, whatever. But
friends or the police or a counselor.
Yeah. If it's mental, if it's all these things that we're talking about, that's mental. That's mental abuse, that's control, that's emotional abuse. And you might not be able to have a conversation with this person because they are trying to control you. So that's when you go and you seek help, and you can call the domestic violence hotline. You can call the YWCA or wherever you are. family, a friend, reach out to somebody. But I was going to say something and I've lost my train of thought. But the biggest thing is knowing what you want and who you are. And if you will stay true to yourself and your feelings and your authentic self, stay true to yourself, and you know what you want, then you will not let somebody mind game you. You will not let somebody manipulate you. Is to always stay true to you, your beliefs, and what you need and want.
Choose you.
Watch me choose me.
Choose you, choose your family, choose your loved ones, and add someone to your life that loves you and loves you the way you want to be loved.
And loves you the way that exactly how you are.
And I think it's always funny when Kemi explains to people who I am. It's like, he's my extra.
Yes.
But, she has extra positivity. She has
he
extra
adds
love.
to me. He didn't fulfill me. He
I
doesn't
said something to
fulfill
her
me.
this weekend, and I probably didn't know how much it was going to impact her, and I'll share that with you guys today. I felt like Kemi was my gift. She was a gift to me. And I said, and I'm enjoying this gift right now. I'm enjoying this gift because you are a present to me. And I enjoy this moment as if it's a present. Every day is a present. And I said that, and I was like, I don't necessarily feel like I need her or I have to have her here, but she's a gift. She's that extra for me as well. And then she said something to me that was very, very deep felt emotions from her, and I felt it deep inside of me. And it made me feel hurt for her as well. Because that's all that most of us want. All most of us want is to feel that somebody else cares. Sorry, baby. I put you there. But that's all that most of us want, is to feel that somebody cares and that they appreciate us. And I want you guys to be able to go out there and show your feelings to your significant others and get that same response. So we've got 12 minutes. Got any comments, any questions?
You made my eyes water.
I did make your eyes water. I'm sorry. I put you on the spot. I didn't tell you that was coming.
Oh, so this was hopefully this was good. I feel it's good to share this type of information because I look back on my past and see where I was and how I didn't see any of these things happening to me. So that's why this conversation is important, I believe, to a lot of people who may be in controlling relationships, manipulative relationships, because you're not really seeing the big picture. So if some small things are pointed out to you, then maybe that you'll see them and they'll open your eyes up a little bit wider to see the bigger picture, to see what is happening. And then you can make a plan, figure out what's going on to get away from this person or to cut ties with this person because it's not healthy. It's unhealthy. Again, whether it be a significant other, family, you can cut ties with family. If they are toxic to you, they don't have to be in your life, period. Let me tell you, I know. So that just because they're family doesn't mean they have to be in your life. If they are toxic, like super toxic, it's okay to cut them out. It's totally okay.
Now, there's some things about that is very, very important that you understand. If they're toxic to themselves and toxic to others and they're toxic to you, definitely cut them out. And if they are someone that you think you can help, have someone that can go help them.
Right.
They may not necessarily be you. And, if they are seeking help, then help them by finding someone that can help them.
If they want the help or if they see what's going on, that's a totally different story.
They're not that person who wants help and they think they're, this, that, and the other, got those controlling behaviors,
driving me crazy.
Then, find your way out. So there's been a lot of times in our lives that we go through that situation where you're in a job and you're in an environment, this person is toxic and you just kind of get that feeling like, I got to go to work today. Have you
ever had that?
I've had that a few times on a few different jobs. But there's also some people who I know, like I talked to a beautiful lady today, and she just told me about the best job that she had and how she took it to be around her kids, and she was working in this system, and she's around these other kids and all these people, and these kids 10 years later are still talking to her, and she had the best feeling, but the job just didn't pay enough, so she had to change careers. She still loves her job, but she found out a lot about herself by that she's a customer service type person. Her and I bonded in a matter of 5 minutes of a conversation because she knows what she wants. She knows what she likes, and she knows who she is, and she's strong in her belief system. And then she found someone who helped her in a job that helped her in an environment that would help her prosper,
It's okay.
help her prosper and do more of what she likes. So she found the career niche for her because she knows herself. She chose herself and she chose what she wanted as a career based on an environment that she found was non-toxic.
So there's a underlying statement that's continuing in here. I don't know if you guys continue to hear it, and I want to reiterate it. Well, love is one of them. Yes. That's new. Isn't it awesome? I love it. But again, choose you. So by choosing yourself, you're not being selfish. And a lot of times we are taught not to choose ourselves because it's selfish, and that's not true. If you're not choosing your needs, and that's being selfish to others, because you can't, if you're not fulfilling the things that you need in yourself, you can't serve other people. You can't help other people because you're not a whole person. And just like he was saying a minute ago about he's my extra, I have to fulfill all of the things that I need for myself to be able to accept and have the extra. I don't know if that makes sense to people, but if you are fulfilling to yourself, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
So if I was always pouring my energy
Yes.
into her, then I'm going to get drained. I may fill her cup up,
but I'm going to fill his back.
But if she's not filling mine back up, then I'm the one left feeling empty.
But you almost have to fill yourself back up so that and not pour yourself out to everyone. You fill yourself first and then help all the others along the way. I mean, even your kids, by choosing yourself in some situations, like I need to go and have this time by myself. I'm sorry, I can't do this right this second. It's not life pressing. It's not something that they're needing right this second. You need to choose those things for yourself, because you can't be there for them if your mind and your heart aren't whole.
One more thing I want to point out. You need to let your light shine. If you've got some strong characteristics that are very positive and beautiful, let your light shine. Do not let someone else diminish who you are and dim your light. You let your light shine. Don't let them diminish you. Shine your light.
And just on that same thing, don't dim your light because it shines too bright on them and they want to manipulate you or make you think that you're being too much. You're too much.
You're too much. You're too extra. You're always this. That's a control.
Go shine that. Go shine that and be you.
So we've got a lot of friends on here who like their light shine, and other people don't like that.
Who cares?
It's not about what they feel. They may not be your people.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. They're not your people. Don't. Go be you.
Go be you.
Be bright and shiny.
Now make sure you is safe and secure and doing what you need to. You're COVID safe.
Don't be doing anything illegal.
Don't breaking any legals and any laws. We're not
don't break the law. We don't want anyone to go to jail.
You to do something that's wrong. Don't do anything that's going to harm others. I mean, that's basically it. Show your love toward others by being the person you were meant to be.
Yes.
All right. So we could end early. It's 6 minutes till.
We're good.
We started a few minutes late. But we have a lot of people saying hi. I want you guys to go back and watch this from the beginning. I think this was a very
give us likes, give us loves, make comments, tell us if you're watching it on replay. We love all the feedback, and you can't give us too much. So the more you give us, the better we're able to have a better talk the next time. So give us the feedback. And if you need someone to talk to, if you are having some, whether it be relationship issues or personal issues, and you need some coaching or you need some advising or you just need to talk.
If you need to work your way through some trauma from the past that you haven't gotten over, you have that extra feeling of hate or frustration or that resentment that's built up in you, that ugly pile from those ugly 8 feelings, those crazy 8 feelings.
It's amazing what he can do.
Sometimes it takes like that. And I say this to you guys, it's unbelievable when I say it takes that long. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer for others. Depends on when you are ready to release all that stuff. Yep. But you can release all that trauma and that drama in your life in a matter of minutes if you wish. So just open up. Reach out to your friends, your family, your loved ones. Actually do that for us today.
Yes.
Reach out and tell somebody that you love them and read off this verse to them, 1 Corinthians 13.
Love is.
And show them that you love them in those ways and act that way on a regular basis. Love you guys.
Yes, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you in a week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever we do. Not next Monday, but the Monday after that. Y'all have a great week. Have a great night, and give us some love. Show us some love. What do you think?
Thumbs up or hearts.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
And share with your friends.
Cool. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, please share.